very special conversation now. Sudhanshu Mani, who is the visionary behind the Vande Bharat Express trains, a retired Indian Railways officer with a 38-year career, played a critical role in the celebrated Vande Bharat Express project and has been involved in the project from the very inception to its successful completion. He joins us now from the sidelines of the 19th Motilal Oswal Annual Global Investor Conference. Mr. Mani, it is a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining in.
My pleasure. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, Mr. Mani, we wanted to start this conversation by asking you a brief in terms of the Vande Bharat trains. Can you give us a sense in terms of how many have already been rolled out and what can we expect in terms of a rollout in, say, this year, the calendar year 2023?
So as of now, 28 such trains are in service. Some of them are 8-coach trains, not 16-coach. Nevertheless, 3 to 4 trains are being turned out every month from Integral Coach Factory, Chennai. So you can add that up. That number is going to go up continuously. In addition, as you may be aware, Indian Railways has placed orders on Messrs. Titagarh plus BHEL and TMH plus RVNL to manufacture Vande Bharat trains in railway premises. That order is for 200 numbers, and this will start in 2025 and go on for next 4 years. In addition, another 200 trains, after 125 or so are completed by Integral Coach Factory, are also in the offing, for which tenders would be floated very soon for acquiring the components and equipment.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Mani, we keep hearing about new orders every other day for Vande Bharat trains. It's a pleasure to have you with us. I just want to understand, because we are seeing new Vande Bharat trains every other month, every other week we are hearing about order wins as well. What are the upgrades that you're seeing in all of them? Because we started with a seater Vande Bharat train. What are the ways you're seeing an upgrade there versus the traditional Indian Railways? And how does it differ in terms of costs?
So first of all, compared to the traditional trains, Vande Bharat Express is one without locomotives. So it is either a 16-coach or an 8-coach train, but there is no locomotive. All equipment is mounted under the board. It has much faster acceleration and deceleration, so it can go up to 160 kilometers per hour, provided the tracks are there. So it cuts down travel time. In addition, there are many passenger amenities in the train, like automatic doors, talkback with the driver, and diffused lighting, and so many other features, continuous Wi-Fi. What is in the offing for a long time has been delayed is a sleeper version of the train. So what will come to you from the 200 trains ordered on private sector, as well as another 10 ordered on BML, is a sleeper version of the train, which is a necessity today, because gradually routes on which you can get adequate clientele for the train, because the fares are higher, would diminish. And therefore, the sleeper version is very important. I think the prototype should be there next year middle. After that, it will pan out very fast. And it will replace the Rajdhani routes to begin with and other overnight services.
Okay. Mr. Mani, good afternoon. This is Sonia here. And, from all of us, congratulations on this project and the success of it. Now, you told us about the trains and what is expected over the next, 12 to 18 months perhaps. But the other part is infrastructure, right? And in the budget, there's been a large infrastructure outlay as well to support a lot of these trains. But you tell us, what is the need of the hour in terms of expenditure on the infrastructure front? And what all is the government doing at the moment?
So first of all, you see investment in railways in the belief that investment drives growth, and railways have to be seen in the overall picture of the economy, not commercially alone for railways. And that's why the investment has gone up from 40,000, 50,000 crores to 2.62 lakh crores this year. So there's no dearth of money. The government is fully supporting railways with funds. What you rightly asked is infrastructure has not kept pace with delivery of trains, and that's why the trains are not getting fully exploited. It's not dearth of money. It is faster execution of contracts to upgrade tracks, signaling, which is the need of the hour, as you asked. So Delhi, Mumbai, Delhi, Howrah is supposed to be upgraded to 160 kilometers per hour operation. The work is going on for 4 or 5 years. The need is to expedite this so that the trains can be fully expedited. And along with introduction of Kavach, you would have heard of, the modern signaling system with anti-collision features, which is also the need of the hour for safety as well as improving the capacity of railway sections. So the government should focus more on infrastructure to upgrade track and signaling. It's not either or, trains are good, but more focus is needed on infrastructure and signaling, especially because there's no shortage of money to execute these projects.
Do you see a lot of perhaps foreign participation coming through in terms of investments into infrastructure for railways? Maybe not now, or maybe over the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, so foreign foreign companies in collaboration with an Indian company would definitely be welcome. As you see, a tender for 100 aluminium Vande Bharat trains is been already opened. Commercial bids have also been opened, and the government is mulling over it. I hope the order would be placed soon. So that's a typical example of foreign firms along with their Indian subsidiary in India coming for taking advantage of this investment. But by and large, the country has very good capabilities. So that much, it's mostly about Indian companies, including signaling.
Okay. Mr. Mani, exactly on that point, because through the conversation, we've heard orders, tenders, upgradation. Can you just give us a sense in terms of what we can expect when it comes to possible order pipelines, tenders in the next couple of months, and which would be the prominent companies, Indian companies, which we can probably expect to garner these tenders as well, from your previous experience?
Right. So I would not say 2 months, but in the course of coming months, there would be a huge tender for 200 Vande Bharat equipment. So propulsion suppliers like Siemens, Alstom, Medha, Titagarh, BHEL also perhaps would be in the running for that huge contract for 200 trains. Brake suppliers. There is also talk of a tender for 40,000 regular wagons and 10,000 special purpose wagons, higher axle load. So all the wagon builders in India like Titagarh, Texmaco, Jupiter, and these would be the companies who would be participating in that. Then there is going to be large tender of Kavach, and these are 3 Hyderabad-based companies which supply this at this time. And others are, of course, civil infrastructure expenditure, for which we have these major infrastructure companies like L&T and others.
Okay, all right, Mr. Mani, it was a pleasure speaking with you and getting insights on Vande Bharat and, of course, the railways infrastructure side as well. Thank you so much for joining us today on CNBC TV 18. All right, with that, it's time.